Well, folks, if you looked closely and you think for yourself rather than listen to the left-wing media or President Biden or Nancy Pelosi or the big tech oligarchs or your average university professor, you likely learned a thing or two from the pandemic. You learned that just because somebody on television has doctor next to their name, that doesn't mean that they actually know what they're talking about. You learn that politicians will squash your constitutional freedoms if you give them the opportunity. You learn that your own government is involved in some pretty heinous research and is in bed with Big Pharma, which is coming out the big winner along with Communist China from this national and global tragedy. You learn that science only matters when it's being driven by a far-left propaganda machine. You learn that medicine, speech, and even lives can very easily take a back seat to a political agenda. What we also learned is that if you pay people to stay home, a shocking number of them will. Karl Marx once said that religion was the opiate of the masses. Well, the pandemic exposed something that's actually debilitating. That money for nothing that appeared in the bank accounts of tens of millions of Americans every week in those rounds of stimulus checks. Now, sure, at the beginning it may have been necessary, but necessity soon turned into a ploy to grow the state and fuel the left's ambitions. A new study by Indeed this week showed that only about 10% of unemployed workers say that they are actively and urgently looking for work. Now, I don't know if you've walked down the street in your town like I have, but if you have, you've likely seen help wanted signs pretty much everywhere. Now, President Biden has said that he hasn't seen any evidence that we have been paying people not to work, but the facts tell the truth and a cautionary tale for our future. There are about 10 million open positions in the United States today, roughly the same number as unemployed Americans. But around 30% of respondents to the study said that they plan to find a job soon, but they're not really looking at all now. Another 45% said they're passively searching for roles. Conservatives have called for an end to federal unemployment benefits of $300 per week and other enhancements ahead of the September expiration in order to get Americans back into the workforce, and they're right to do so. They should be louder about it. At least 26 states so far announced that they will cut off federal unemployment programs ahead of that September 6th expiration. Unemployment in those Republican states has fallen far faster than in blue states. In many places, it's now far below the national average. You see, Democrats get it. They understand. They have these people in their clutches. That's why they're talking about massive welfare expansion, a new child tax credit that comes in the form of checks in the mail every month, free this and free that, and even another round of stimulus payments, even though it could crater the economy. So what does this all mean? Now, you're smart, you get it, you're Newsmax viewers. America is being tested here, folks. Will we continue to be a nation of producers, of independent people, of folks who chart our own destiny, or will we be a nation of those who sold their freedom to the highest bidder, as Teddy Roosevelt once discussed, or to whichever political party has promised them the most stuff? Will we live in a segregated society of those tethered to the government on one side and part of that precious few who unfairly are forced to pay for it all on the other? Yeah, we learned a few things from the pandemic, a lot of very tough lessons. The question still remains, though, how will we rise above them in its aftermath?
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.